Hello there, Marvel fans. This is Stan Series, and in this video today, I just want to talk about the famous cameo actor who's been through Marvel for all these years when Marvel has been around, and that is Stan Lee. So last night, we all heard that Stan Lee passed away, and I heard it from on my phone when I was out and about, and I was pretty in shock to hear it, and I just couldn't believe it first when I first heard it. I was thought, nah, this can't be right, this can't be true. But when I looked at some other posters, they were all saying the same thing, and I was like, oh my god, it's really happened. And it's sad, really. And I was completely sad I was for this. Stan Lee was a great cameo actor, he was, you know? He created Spider-Man, he had involvements with the Marvel Comics as well, and then also getting into the Marvel films or even shows as a cameo, it's a shock, really. I mean, when you hear someone like that gone, and it's completely sad. So, I just want to say some words about him, really. I just really want to say some good stuff about him, really. With him early in my life, the first ever time seeing him in a Marvel film, like seeing in one, was had to be in Daredevil, the Fox film. As I think that was the first time when I ever, to my eyes, I saw him in a film like a Marvel film. I might have saw him like in the X-Men or whatever came before Daredevil, but that's when I started to notice Stan Lee. But yeah, it was around that kind of film, but it was something like that. But that was pretty fun, you know, for him, you know. When it started off with the non-MCU films, you know, he just popped in there and whatever, you know, as just one scene. I know some he never did, like, I think it was like X-Men 2, I believe he didn't get his cameo role in. I might be wrong there. And then I think First Class as well, but I know there's some that he didn't have his opinions in, but the ones I did enjoy the most was the ones in the MCU, you know. His roles in there, you know. He got his very first one in Iron Man 1, and then went through them since the other films came out in that universe. And every time when I saw him, like when I was heading to the cinema more to watch the MCU films, I was like, every time I saw him, I was like, hey, look, it's Stan Lee doing his stuff again. It was pretty cool, you know. It was fun to see this old guy, you know, who created the Marvel comics, and as I said, who created Spider-Man, and it was like, wow, Marvel got him to be in these films just for a cameo. You know, so it's a fall back to the fans, you know, saying that he's been involved with Marvel for a long time. And man, it was just every time I saw him, it made me laugh and smile like, hey, there he is. I think my big ones, I have to say, his best ones I've ever seen of his cameos is Deadpool 1 being the DJ. Sadly, I know he didn't get his cameo in Deadpool 2. There was only like a poster, but it would have been fun to have him in that Deadpool 2, but I don't know, he might have been busy at that time. The other hilarious ones he's been in, it was like Black Panther, you know, that was a good one. Avengers, Age of Ultron, when he's just that old, he's like one of the soldiers from the war, and something like that. I mean, I know he was like, there was like the one in Captain America, the first one, he was suited up like a soldier, you know, something like that. But the second one, he was good when he took on the alcohol Asgard drink. That was pretty funny. My biggest one I really enjoyed the most from his cameos, it has to be the Guardians Volume 2 film. You know, that was like the biggest change of his cameo, you know. You saw him there in space, and he was there with the Watchers, and him discussing about the time, and he was this male guy, and then he was like starting saying that all this time he's been the Watcher, you know, he's a Watcher. And that, because back then it was like, it's strange to see him in these films, and he's like, he's being someone different, and he's like, there was no answer to it first, like, how cool is that? Or was it just like a funny thing Marvel wanted to do? But when Guardians 2 came out, that's when I started speculating, saying, he's a watcher. That has to explain everything. He's a watcher. He just pops in and just pretends to be someone different. But it is going to be sad now, you know. It's going to be sad we'll never see him again in a cameo role, you know. He's gone, and really hurt me hard, he did. I mean, but he has done great work, as I've heard of him. He has done great work involving Marvel, and as I say, it's got to be strange of not seeing him again. I mean, they did, and also I did hear last night that he did do a cameo role for Avengers 4, so, I mean, I don't know if that's his last cameo he did filmed, or he did one for Far From Home, but I don't know. But in a way, if the Avengers 4 is his last one, I hope they do something special with it, you know. And I think from Marvel, they will do a remembrance to him, you know. I hope they do like a remembering thing and give that and say about in memory of him, and I hope they do that now. I mean, I couldn't see anything in Captain Marvel, but I would say they would leave that to the biggest one there, but I don't know. But that's really all I just want to say about him. But so, Stan Lee, you've been the greatest person on this planet. We're all going to miss you, and I'm very sad and sorry that you've gone and you've been taken off this earth. We're going to miss you, Stan Lee. You've been the best watcher cameo guy ever in this on this planet. It's not going to be the same without you, man. But I'm sorry. It's just I'm finding it hard what to say next about this. But as you could see, I'm just shocked about it. So that's all I just want to say, guys. So Stan Lee, rest in peace. You are you are a legend. You are as I said, the greatest cameo, aka the Watcher in the Marvel universe. We'll miss you, Stan Lee. See you in the next video, guys.